gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice.
Hey, toy fans, welcome to our Toy Addictions, your source for what was then, what's now, and what's about to be in the world of toys. From McCook to Valverse, we talk about it all. There's something for everyone in our coffers of toy joys, so without further ado, let's talk little plastic people and things. I'm Matt, producer of this trip down the toys rabbit hole. To my right, your host and that wacky lover of all things, Bobby Vella, Aaron of 6 Inch. And across the table, your favorite seller of everything, Scalpor. Let's hit it.
Morning, guys. How we doing?
Hello, gentlemen.
How come you don't have Scalpor on your flag?
That is Scalpor.
I know, but it should say Scalpor.
We'll have to get a custom flag made somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes, I
think
like that.
You know that there's that something green frog place or whatever, Lawrence Shore. I think they do shirts and like appliques and things like that.
Where's it? Oh, over by
Yeah.
the Target.
Yeah.
Okay.
Target.
Are they still open?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought about this is before I came across my situation where I have absolutely no money now. I was thinking about actually getting shirts made for us that we could wear while we podcast. But there's, I mean, you can get so many made, or you can just get one made, and it depends on how many you get made as to how much you actually spend for the shirts. But
Sure.
We'll talk offline. That might be more feasible sooner rather than later. I've got more ideas.
Yes, Aaron has ideas.
But we got to do that after the show.
But anyway, hello, folks. Welcome to our Toy Addictions. That's who we are. You can look for us on podcast or Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, Amazon Music. You can also find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Smash that like button. Give us a comment. Please subscribe. We would be so grateful for it.
Yes. Yeah, that does help. That shows that people listen, and it shows that some of the shows or some of the stores that we chit chat with and talk to that hey, you know what, our word's getting out. So
the only other thing I wanted to mention was I know our cast can be sparse from time to time, but we do have family things. Sometimes we have medical emergencies. We do all of this on our own. We don't make any money at this.
This is a free time.
This is a free time thing.
And,
so we love doing this though, and we're doing the absolute best we can to get at least a couple in a row out at a crack. So, and then I'm working on I'm working on some video type stuff to kind of keep the ball rolling when we do have these gaps like this. So. And Aaron said he's going to start working on some little Instagram snippets. So
I'm going to try. I suck at social media.
I'm not the greatest at it either, but I
tried.
I tried my first. Well, I mean, I can do it like through text, but it's the video side of it can be a little overwhelming. It feels like, but
yeah,
I'm getting used to it though. I mean, I did my first toy review the other day. It's being edited. It's not great.
Hey,
but I'm getting it organized. I'm figuring it out piece by piece. So hopefully we'll have that out within the next I want to
6
say
to 8 months.
Hopefully 4 to 5 days. 'Cause I got to get these two YouTube videos up and waiting today. So
nice. Well, lots happened in the last couple weekends. We went to a toy show. Aaron and I did. Matt was busy with his music stuff.
Yeah.
So
I went to a different toy show.
He didn't want to work. He just wanted to bang on the drum all day.
There you go.
Yeah.
A lot of drums all day.
Ow. Itch. So
Did
yeah,
you
we
buy
went
a drum that sounds like Lars Ulrich's drum in St. Anger? Please tell me you did.
What's that now?
Did you buy a drum that sounds like Lars in St. Anger?
No.
So they weren't selling coffee cans?
No, they weren't selling the kegs, no.
I was going to say, did I
kegs
send
you
you
hit
the
with a
video the
bat.
dude was banging on the keg?
I did buy a stainless steel drum, though. But it does
Nice.
not sound anything like the St. Anger drum, no.
Yeah.
nice.
Be funny.
I got a few buddies that would actually laugh at that question.
Yeah.
So last week we sent Matt some pictures. We had some fun.
Here, I'm
We got some.
I'm gonna kill my screen till this is ready.
Till that's ready.
Yeah.
We had some cocktails through the day. Yeah, we went to toy show over in McCook, Illinois. Shicon.
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
Shicon.
So Shicon, I don't know why I questioned that. I was talking to Richie about that the other day.
Did you ask Richie about another Romeo Con?
Yes, we did. We'll talk about that offline. That's a lot to get into.
Yeah, there's a lot to get into that. There's some,
Well, no, because I mean, if we can all do it, I'd like to do that again.
Well,
he will have another show that we'll be part of, but it won't be in Romeoville.
It
So.
may not be in Romeoville. There's some politicky type stuff getting involved now. So, but yeah.
So,
But he's going to keep doing
Yeah,
shows.
he's still
That I
doing shows.
guarantee you.
Awesome.
It's
Awesome.
more. It's
actually,
all
he's
about
in
location.
Elmhurst next month.
Yeah.
So
he's been. I mean, the way he's been setting them up is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously been
He's-
very like.
he's getting the community back.
I was gonna
he
say
really
he's,
is.
he sounds like he's really getting out to the community. So that's
and
that's
he's
awesome.
good friends with a lot of other local stores. When I say local, 20, 30 miles this way, 20 miles that way.
Yeah.
But
got a pretty
you know,
big
he's his networking is
Everybody I talk to
he's
in my
killing it.
circle that I run, they all know Richie. You know,
Yeah.
the only one that really doesn't is Aaron. But
okay.
I know him.
anyway,
No, he this show was bigger than Romeoville. It was
I
100,
imagine.
155 vendors instead of like 105.
Yeah, I imagine that facility. As far as I've seen,
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah.
Now, see what the issue with so in my personal opinion, I don't think it was as crowded as Romeoville. Romeoville had 3 times as many visitors. He said.
No. Yeah. So I think the floor space at the Max was bigger.
Yeah.
And he had more vendors. It had to have been bigger because he had like 40 more vendors than he had at
Yeah.
Romeoville. But there was like the aisles were bigger. You know, the rows were probably longer. There was no like perimeter around the room. It was just straight up like, you know, all the.
It was a
rows
half a
went
soccer
vertically.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But so in that area should have been a hell of a lot more visitors in my opinion. But I think the Bridgeview show kind of gets people rubbed the wrong way once in a while just because
Yeah.
how small it is, and sometimes it's the same vendors for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I think people say, "Oh, there's another toy show. He's just getting the same vendors."
Terry's been trying to swap that up between the day and the night shows. And
Yes,
he's
and he's trying to do different vendors.
Yeah, he's trying to do the day night thing. Like I think once every other show.
Yeah.
So.
No, and that's a good thing. And it's a good thing. We need more vendors. We need just
absolutely.
more variety.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's just going to keep people coming out.
Yeah.
So
And Saturday night seems to do really well for him. So
I think so.
But, hey, more power to Terry, man. Good-
Hey, I'd go
good
to
deal.
a toy show and then hit the bar afterwards. Why
That's
not?
well,
I mean,
well, we
shit,
went to a
there's
toy show
Davern's
in the
Taverns
morning.
right down the street from there, man. Great place to hang out and have a drink.
Yeah.
Joe Davern's the
that
shit,
was-
dude. Tell him I sent you.
That was my only complaint, and I told Richie that I was like, my only complaint with this show is you're not serving beer at this one like you were at Romeoville.
Though there was I don't know if you could walk around with it. I don't think you could.
There was a bar upstairs, yeah, but I didn't see anybody walking around with it, so I think they were keeping it at
Keeping
the
it
bar.
local.
Yeah.
Which was a shame because I would have.
But I love walking around with alcohol and
Why not?
drinks and like setting it down on a vendor's table so he gets all nervous. That's how you talk him down. It's like, look, dude,
Calm down.
you give me $10 off, I'll get this drink off your table.
Calm down.
We're at the drum show, and my buddy Jim has got this psychedelic red Ludwig kit from the 70s. I mean, we're talking this drum set's like worth $5,000.
Oh wow.
And somebody comes walking up, and he's looking at some snare drums he's got on the floor. He sets his coffee right down on top of the drum.
What?
He just sets his coffee right down on top of the drum head.
Oh boy.
And I look over at Jim because I sit with him in his booth every year because
Yeah.
he gives me his other exhibitor pass, and
Oh, okay.
he lets me, I get to walk around and check out all the cool stuff, and I hang out with Jim all day. He loves it. He's I mean, to talk about a guy who is just appreciative of everything he's got.
Right.
But anyway, he said we both look at each other, and we're both staring at that cup of coffee while this guy's looking at this damn drum, and we're like, don't spill that fucking coffee. Oh my God.
I told you it worked.
$5,000 drum kit. And when I came back the next morning, because I did both nights with him, or both days with him. When I came back the next morning, that kit was up off the floor and on the table behind me.
Yeah. Yeah, too many fingers touching the goods.
Oh man, I mean there were so many people that came through that was just looking at it, going, "Oh my God, that thing is amazing," and let me have your card and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
And they never come back. They never show up again. And there's these 5 or 6 Japanese dudes that come to that show every year, and they just walk in and buy the most off the wall stuff. I mean, the shit that's like the rarest.
Yeah.
And they stared at that kit for probably about 45 minutes. Just talked at each other, talked to Jim for a couple minutes, stared at the kit, never came back. I was really surprised it didn't leave that day with those 3 people.
Yeah. Maybe their carry-on wasn't big enough.
But yeah, I did wind up buying a new toy. I got a stainless steel Ludwig snare drum.
Nice.
Yeah, thing sounds like I did a tune-up on it the other day.
How
It
come it's
sounds
not on the
amazing.
table?
I thought about bringing it too. That's funny. I thought about bringing it. It's got
Yeah.
a brand new burgundy Humensenberg bag. And anyway,
So
moving on.
So today's show we are going to talk about some toy shows.
Yeah.
Like the one we were just at, upcoming summers, whatever.
Speaking of toy shows, just real quick, upcoming show July 23rd at the Chicago for the Chicago Toy Show in St. Charles at the Kane County Fairgrounds. July 23rd. Put that in your calendar.
That's
I'll
the
be there.
big one.
I'm going to that
There's
one.
also going to be one coming up in October, but we'll talk more about that when it comes closer.
Yeah. So you and I had a couple things that we saw on social media this week we wanted to bring up. One was about your toy line. One was about my toy line.
Yep.
So what else do we need to bring up on the toy shows? I know I saw one. So our buddy Lance that we ran into at that Lockport show.
Lance.
My buddy Lance. He lives around the corner from me. He was there with his 2 sons. Like,
oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
He had some die-cast, all that Batman stuff. So he's been doing a lot of shows lately.
Yeah.
And he had one that was out in, oh, God, where's the town that they used to do Thomas the Tank Engine in every year? Sterling. It's not Sterling.
Not Sterling. Yes, I know
But
what
you
you're.
know,
Yeah,
it's
the
that
big
town.
life size.
It was there. Like, there was a show out there towards Rockford.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, I would probably go to that show, but that's a little bit of a drive. That's even further than the Chicago Toy Show. So, but I'm starting to see things like pop up that I don't know if it's I pay more attention to it now because we do the podcast and we kind of look for it. But like,
Sure.
there's toy shows like popping up everywhere. I mean, if you looked hard enough, you could find a toy show pretty much anywhere in Northern Illinois, like every weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like
Yeah.
every town has got them popping up now. A lot of them I'm coming to discover are the guys with diecast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that one at the
I don't know
church
how they
down the
do
road
it.
here. That's
Yeah.
I mean, that one's pretty much all diecast. The other 2 that I saw, one was in Mokina.
That's a really weird knit group of people.
But see, the thing about those diecast ones is even at the one in Lockport, which was called a diecast show, there was still some stuff there that you could find
Yes.
Like,
Is that
that's-
the second one that we went to?
that day.
No. The first one we went to, that's where we saw your buddy Lance, right? Or was
Yeah.
it the diecast? It
I
was the regular show that Richie was at. He had a table.
think yeah.
And
Richie
we
had
saw a
table
couple
that was
other
really good.
like local guys that we've
Yeah, that
run
first
into.
one- yeah,
that
that
was a
first
good
one
show,
was-
and we were getting the beers
The
in the
sec-
back.
Was that the first time? No, we've only been to that show once, right?
Then we went a second time.
That's when we were talking to the dude, and he sold me the case of GI
Yes.
Joes for like $5.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the time we were getting the beers.
That's right. And then
The
we
dude
went the
was buying us
second time.
buckets.
Yeah. And then we went the second time, and there was mainly diecast with a couple figure guys.
yeah,
And
yeah. It was
that
it-
one was, and that was
that-
a free one, I think.
Yeah, and that one I was like, I don't
Or
know if
$1.
this is like it's not that I wouldn't go to that show. Like I would promote any toy show. I mean, find
Oh,
your niche
yeah,
and get it.
yeah.
I wouldn't go to that one because there's really nothing there that I collect. If it wasn't diecast, it was pops.
Yes.
And I have all the pops that I want right now. There's
Yeah.
only one pop that I'm looking for actually. But
I got all my pops.
but I know where to find it, and I'm not paying $30 for it.
What?
It's so there's a box at GameStop. It's a GI Joe blind box. It has a
Oh.
Pimp Daddy Destro pop.
Oh.
And I want that pop, but I don't want to pay $30 for it. And every time I go to GameStop, it's never on clearance.
Oh,
So-
okay.
And if you go online to get it, everybody knows you're paying $30 to get that pop, and I'm not paying $30 on eBay for it.
Kind of like the guy we talked to at the show. He goes, "Well, these cans are expensive just to get the chase, so you're
Right.
not making your money back."
So
on
he
the,
so
on the
he
commons.
lessens the value by opening them and then putting them in an acrylic case. So,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, which makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, sometimes you got to do.
But now you're
what you
paying
gotta
the
do
extra money for the acrylic case, not for the
for the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
That's a.
the whole time, the whole time the guy was talking, I'm like, whatever, dude. They're pops.
Yeah. Get a life. Sell something worth something.
So
Actually,
Sell
he's
something
always
worth
he's
that would
always
be a good shirt.
It's
Dude,
the
that-
older
that-
guy. He has the big
Yeah,
the
yeah,
slats.
that
lot
guy.
of wood shelves, yeah.
He got to be doing good because he's always around.
The last time I talked, I walk right past his booth anymore. That guy's a total dick. But
I always talk him down money, and he takes it.
well,
Yeah, you found
this is
some
the
stuff at
this
his
is the
booth.
thing though.
Well, I found it. You bought
He
it.
had I forget what it was exclusive to, but he had a Shockwave in there.
Oh yeah.
And he was asking like I don't know, $38 for it or whatever. And I was sitting there looking at it. I don't know if I ever told you guys. I was sitting there looking at it, and I looked it up on eBay really quick just to see, So I just turned around and asked him, "Look, would you take this much?" It was kind of more than the one I was looking at on eBay, because the one on eBay was just like $31 with free shipping or something like that. And I asked him if he would take, $33.
Yeah.
And the guy says, "Oh no, man, it's worth every penny of that $38. I'm not coming down on that. I mean, he was just a total ass." So I turned around and I looked at him, and I was holding the phone up while he was looking over my shoulder. Bink, buy it now.
Nice.
$31 free shipping. I was just like, "Fuck you, buddy."
That's the game
Holy
of chicken
crap.
you play at the
I mean,
toy
but
shows.
it would have been different if he just went, I kind of like to get that. I mean, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that, but he was an absolute
even
prick about it.
Even counter you and say 35.
Yeah. All right, just make it even 35 and you get yourself a deal. All right, cool. I'll do that.
That's still
I
like
mean,
almost
and
10%.
I would have done that too if he would have, at least countered.
Yeah.
Here's something that grinds my gears. And the guy that you bought something from, you bought your figures, you bought your 6 inches, and I bought the stickers, the Hulk
Yeah,
stickers.
that dude.
So that guy, something that grinds my gears is when people like, "How much is this? Let me look it up," and they click it and they look on eBay. That really pisses me off. Know your shit, or just make up a price, or just have an idea. This guy, not this guy, but this guy that we were dealing with,
He's pointing to me because I know what he's talking about.
he opens up this binder and he's looking at the inventory
spiral
list.
notebook?
Yes, no, it was a big
Was it a
snapper.
binder?
It was
Oh,
a
it just
binder,
had- okay,
and he had
with
pages
loose
like
leaf paper
loose
in
leaf
it.
paper, and he was looking for the inventory number. Then he look over and he's like, "Okay," and then he gave a price and he goes, "Which one is this?" Because there's 2 different grades.
Yeah.
He didn't look at his phone. He had handwritten binders of all of his inventory of what he's selling.
So
It was amazing. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy something from this guy.
So I've got
That's the kind of shit that I would try to do.
Yeah.
You saw that legal pad that I had with all my Joes on
So
it.
I've got a new thing that I'm tracking now. So I've got a new collection I'm working on. So I'm just trying to get 6-inch versions of the original 12 Star Wars figures. So they re-released them a few years ago with the 40th anniversary of A New Hope. So this guy had like all of them, but obviously I'm not going to buy them all at once. So I ended up picking up the Death Star Trooper, a Stormtrooper,
and Luke.
and Luke, and the original Luke Skywalker off him. When he opened now the Stormtrooper I bought, I didn't see that he had the carded version under the table. I saw that he had like the Black Series like boxed version up on a shelf.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I'll do 25 on that one." I was like, "All right, that's exactly what I'm looking for." Because between eBay and shipping, I'll pay 25 anyways. So then I pull the Luke. I pull all the ones that like I needed out. So I pull the Luke and the Death Star Trooper out, and I put him down, and I had like R2 and the Jawa, and he's like, "All right, let me look." And he's looking through the book, and I could see the prices in the book, and the price for like Luke and the Death Star Trooper he had in there were like $35. But he just looked there, he's like, "I'll do 25 each." No, he said, "I'll do 30 for both of those," and then the R2's 40. He's just a little more rare. So I'm like, "All right, I'll pass on the R2 and I'll pick up the other ones." But even then, he was like, he knew like what the market's been doing.
Yeah.
It looked like he'd put that book together a while ago.
That
Yeah.
R2,
So-
I mean, look hard. Look hard. Check eBay. Look hard for it, because you should be able to find one of those for about $30.
The thing is,
But you're really not gonna find it for much less.
I
because
don't
he's
need
just
those carded versions. Now, I found out later that the box Darth Vader that came out, I didn't realize it actually had a replica of the display stand for 6-inch figures. So I picked one up off of eBay for like $15.
Oh, you did get
oh
it?
yeah.
Yeah. It should
Oh,
be
you never told me that. You did,
Oh, yeah,
because
I-
you said you had one on Watch.
I
and
had
it
a
was
couple
up
on
like
Watch, yeah.
that's last Sunday.
Yeah, it was like 15. It was like 15. Like
Sealed?
no, it's open,
Oh, which is no big
but
deal.
like the parts are sealed. Like
Oh,
he took
okay.
it out of the box for the Vader figure.
the Vader,
but yeah,
but
the
and
other
you didn't-
parts are all bagged.
so you just have the stand. You didn't buy
So
the Vader.
I didn't know because I already have a Vader. So that's the thing is,
Oh,
I'm
very
not looking
cool.
to get all of those carded versions of the figures. I just want like a version of it. I already have the Vader. So and the Obi-Wan I bought just happened to be the carded version, but the Stormtrooper I have is not the carded version, but it's got the same stuff. It still looks like a stormtrooper.
Yeah, they were all pretty much the
all I
head
need
common.
for R2 is I just need a clean R2. I don't need one that's dirty from Dagobah. I don't need one that's got all kinds of shit on him from Return of the Jedi. I just want like
Let
just a
me
clean
look at
R2.
Let me look at what I got. I think I might actually have the clean version.
And
We could work something
unfortunately,
out.
with that collection, I'm going to have to buy something that I vowed I'd never buy: a 6-inch C-3PO.
Yes.
That will be the last figure that goes up
now
on that
be,
freaking stand.
be careful. The one that you're going to find out there a lot
With the gray
is
leg?
the one with the red leg.
Oh, the red leg.
No.
Yeah.
I already know to get the one with the silver leg.
Yeah.
I'll probably just find the carded version from that set because that one's only going for like $22.
Yeah.
So it's the Jawas. R2 are going for 40. The Tusken Raiders going for about 30, and then I have everything else. I only need those 4 figures: Jawa, R2, Tusken Raider, and
See, I think you should get
C-3PO.
the Ben in the plastic, just like the
The
OG.
vinyl?
Yeah.
But
That's
now,
actually
okay,
pretty cool.
honestly,
If Luke,
if they made a Vader like that,
yes,
then I would think
Then
about
you would
getting
get it
both the
'cause you
vinyl
have
cape
the
versions,
same-
but
yes.
they don't, so I won't.
I was
Okay.
kind of taken aback by that when I saw that on the card. That he had that
Yeah.
final cape.
It was
I
actually
like,
pretty cool.
I can't believe they did this.
Yeah. Well, and I
That's
like how they
pretty neat.
replicated the color brown too.
Yeah.
So it was pretty neat.
now is that stand just like the OG? You put all 12 on.
Yeah, so I think it's you get like basically 4 sections, and then like you put 2 on the back, 1 up in the front.
Okay,
and then
yeah.
it's got like a big like display board and a big like thing that goes like a big frame that goes over.
Okay.
I think the only thing it's pretty much a 1/12 size replica,
Except
but
that it
it
doesn't
just
spin.
doesn't have all of them things that
Yeah.
move the figures around.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's even got like the old like 70s looking art on it.
Oh hell yeah!
So it
That's
looks
pretty cool.
So that like that's what I'm like working on now. But I've got time
Nice.
to. Put
I'm
it
actually
together.
surprised that those. I mean, those didn't sell well at all. I was surprised that they didn't.
Well, and I think at that point there was a lot of pushback from the Star Wars community because they were just rehashing a lot of like repaints. It's like the Lando
Well, shit,
Calrissian
they-
effect. Like they had Lando Calrissian that came out in a box, and then the first time they went to the carded figures, he was one of the carded figures. Well, there's still boxes of Landos hanging on the shelf.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people were like, "Yeah, like we're backing off. Like we don't need all these package variations and whatnot."
We don't like
No,
this
with-
Lando, so let's come out with another Lando.
yeah,
And and they
that's a
redid.
good business practice.
They
I mean, what do you-
redid the head sculpt on Vader. I think it was like 9 times.
Yeah.
There's 9. I believe there's 9 versions of Vader out there, and they redid the head sculpt
Well, the
on
sculpt-
every
9.
fucking one of them.
That's how many times Ferris Bueller was absent. They may have only redone the head sculpt like 5 times, but I'm sure they repainted it a couple of different ways.
Well, then he has red eyes,
there
and
were
then he has-
actual subtle changes on every one of those head sculpts.
I know one
So
of them
every
is the McCoy
every
version.
one of them there
Yeah.
were subtle changes on it.
Yeah.
There was, if you look at one, it might have the helmet sits back a little further.
Yeah.
The earlier versions, the helmet sits down lower, but the eyes and the nose and everything were like episode 4 perfect.
Yeah.
Oh.
And but the helmet sat too low, and
Okay.
there were other times when they even incorporated in the mold that fucking offset that when Dave Prowse went to go rest his neck, if you see
Oh,
in
yeah,
some of the
it
scenes,
ticked
the helmet
off.
would go boom, like
Yeah.
that. That I mean, they even molded the Don Post Studios when they first started doing those masks years ago.
Oh, yeah.
actually molded it off the original, and it had
Really?
that defect in it. That
Wow.
boom, every time you rest his head, the helmet would go boom,
Yeah.
and sink to the
Or look
the
down.
right or the left or whatever it was. I think it was to the left.
So
Funny.
Yeah. So toy shows. Do you want to let's bring up your social media first?
My social?
Yeah, the social media thing you want to talk about.
I'm
That guy
lost.
was wrong. The guru.
Oh, the guru.
The guru. was
Actually,
wrong. Or do you not want to talk about that? Is it not even worth the air?
it will talk. Let's bring that up in the next show. All
right.
because
Say
we're still
new-
chit chat. We got about 10 more minutes until we
news-
start chit chatting about.
News is news. If it makes us laugh, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's all
I think the next two between yours, yours, and I don't know if you have anything to bring up about the changing robots, and then I got something about Musclemen. So we'll
All right.
put a solid show together next show. But I still want to. There's a few things. So the funny story is that I was walking around asking everybody 6 times each, do you have the black and the black light Hulk pop? That was a joke, even though I had it and I was like holding it.
Yeah.
Like
So he finally finds his Blacklight Hulk. And we literally walked to the next booth, and I hit him on the shoulder. I'm like, dude, you got to ask this person if they got a Blacklight Hulk. Let's see what they say. And so he did it for like the next 5 or 6 booths.
it was no, that
like just for old times'
It was
sake,
a
Ron.
good show. I got those 2 guys,
You know what we forgot?
that I'm excited for. What'd you forget?
We never went back and got that set of Anchorman figures.
Yes, you did mention that after we were at the bar having a couple drinks,
That
and I
was
was
funny.
pissed that we didn't get those.
Whammy!
But we noticed that we were missing like grenades and tridents,
Yeah,
and he
bats.
just had a hat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Dude, I think Brick should have come with a stick of butter.
that would have been funny.
Butter!
And a Sex Panther cologne.
See, that would have been funny too. Yeah. Be too much to ask him to open up like a openable like bookcase.
Right.
Speaking of openable bookcases, I did pick up the Wayne Manor mansion finally.
I was waiting for you to bring it down so I could see it. You forgot.
I'm
it?
actually debating whether or not I want to take my Batman stuff home and display it there for a little bit. I'm on
okay.
the fence about that. That's why I
Okay.
didn't bring it.
Okay,
So-
that's fair enough.
But,
Fair enough.
I mean, it looks like you're putting wrestlers up where my Batman stuff could go. But that's cool. It's your stuff.
Well, we got a whole wall. We got to fill those cases, so everybody gets a couple cases.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I may just go with a couple of big. I mean, if you're cool putting some shelves up on the wall, I may just buy some deep shelves, put one up top with the Wayne Manor on it, and then put one below it with the Batcave, so it kind of looks like it works together.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's a lot of work goes into that.
Yeah, I got some extra pretty stuff I wouldn't mind putting up.
So
Otherwise, I'm just going to wind up storing it.
yeah, I am taking
Store.
some Star Wars stuff home though.
Oh yeah, because you're
I got
collecting.
I got my Chewie and my Han for my display. I'm taking my Boba Fett home to display with the McCory version, and then I started watching the Bad Batch, so I'm taking all those home because I think I might display those at home too.
So you're a Star Wars collector again.
Well,
Just a few
it's-
things.
it's
Just a
something
few things.
different.
I do the same thing.
It
It's like-
changes it up. So I got something different. Like honestly, I've been thinking for like the last like couple weeks or a month of taking down the Action Force stuff and just putting something else up there just for a different
Just a
look. But
look?
I
Yeah.
got so much Action Force stuff put up right now. Like like that's a 3-hour, 4-hour thing to take it down. It's just daunting.
It's daunting, but it also like freshens it up. It gets your love back for certain lines. I think it's okay. I think
It's kind of what I've been
Yeah.
trying to do. I mean, just to take some stuff down, store it, showcase my showcaseable stuff for a
Yeah.
while, and then just when I go to dust the shelves again, dig through my boxes, swap it out. It takes a couple hours.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
that's
You got
the other
something
thing
fresh to
too. Is
look
I
at.
can see cobwebs strung from like the character's head to the gun because I see a lot of my favorites with the gun. Like that stuff's been up there for almost a year now. Like since I got it, and like dusting it off is really what is going to take
yeah.
all the work. But,
well, okay. So like Rise of the Beasts, I'm sure you're gonna watch that, and then you're gonna be like, oh, let me go play with all my apes and
Transformers,
and T-Rexes. No, what's in the line? What's the name of that line?
Beast Wars.
Beast Wars. You'll probably pull some of those out and put them in the forefront, just because the movie looks really cool. I saw a trailer last night,
I don't know.
2 nights ago.
I
with
didn't do that when the Snake Eyes movie came out.
Actually, Bumblebee was good, and this is the same lines as Bumblebee.
All right.
So it's not Michael Bay. This is a whole nother universe.
Yeah.
Unicron's in it.
Unicron is
Oh,
the
my
the
goodness.
antagonist.
It looks good, dude. It looks really good.
I'm gonna check it out, man. I'm gonna see if I can't get my ass out to the theater to actually watch it on a big screen.
Well,
I
it's
don't-
like-
I don't think I'm gonna wait this time. I think I'll actually go see it on a big screen.
Yeah, it's like watching Ant-Man and Wasp.
At work, I mean,
Sure, yeah,
At work.
I did. But I'm like, oh, here's some Legends. I held back. I didn't buy Legends because I'm moving all my Legends
right.
out. But it just gets you back in that. Oh, okay, this is a cool line. So I'll collect. Like I got the Fantastic Four. I won't get rid of. I got Wolverines. I won't get rid of. I got my Hulk, obviously.
I'm
but
interested to see if that Kang and He Who Remains figures go up since Jonathan Majors basically lost his job.
yeah. I'm curious.
It's not like Gina Carano when she was fired from Star Wars, but I mean the dude's a notable wife beater. They're not gonna, girlfriend beater. I don't think he's married, but yeah, he's gone. He's
Yeah,
done.
it's a shame because
I think they might
such a good
recast
role
him.
in both shows.
Oh, he did it really well.
Loki in this, it was like, wow, it was intense.
Oh yeah,
It was that good.
God, there were. I mean, honestly, there were points during that movie where like I kind of felt bad for the guy. Like they show you how he gets stranded in
Yes.
the quantum realm, and
Yeah.
then, like it wasn't until the very end when they kind of explain what's going on with all of the Kangs and like across
Yes.
the multiverses and dimensions and stuff, where it's just like, okay, yeah, well, the guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Like you kind of feel bad for him. It's like, how do you like? By the end, it was like I'm sitting there asking myself, how do you feel bad for Hitler? Like he's really kind of that much of a d-bag. So.
No,
But
that
that'll
was
be interesting to see what those toys do price wise, if they go up or not.
If they go up or
'cause
down,
It's
or
a different
they-
actor playing the role now, and those toys are made to look like the actor.
well, they can. You can because you have different renditions, and you have you saw him.
You
You
could-
could
yeah.
even like the original comic at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert, but they show a picture of him as his comic book version, and it doesn't look like anything like Jonathan
right.
Majors. So it's really cool.
Yeah, they can
how you
get
could
away
just
with it.
maneuver like, oh, he's a big bad. He actually it was more intense than Thanos, and Thanos was pretty rough.
Yeah, I think they neutered Thanos to a degree.
Yeah, I think so to a point. I mean, from the comics.
Yeah.
But no, hey, if you guys haven't seen, I'm rocking a new shirt today.
I saw that.
We got these. Richie finally started selling these at the store. I got hooked up with one.
New toy order.
New toy order. Yep. And then again at the toy show, his son Chris was just doing some of his artwork.
Yeah.
Right in the
got
floor. Yeah, I got it right here. So I walked up and I'm like, he was doing like little postcards, and I'm like, well, that'd be cool. And I'm like, you know what? The biggest one he has is he's doing now. Actually, Richie suggested he does like an 11 by 14 for me for the next one. But
That was
I got an 8 by 10, and it's amazing. You want to hold it up there, buddy? This is Chris. Chris does amazing artwork.
That's Chris Sandoval?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He did that.
He does that with Sharpies.
He does it with Sharpie. Yeah, he does it with Sharpies. So I'm gonna get myself a nice little frame for that with a mat, and then just throw it up with my other Hulk stuff.
That's really cool, man.
That's
Fuck, if you're
amazing.
watching, Chris, kudos, man.
Yeah,
kudos.
A+.
That's fantastic.
I love that thing.
And
That's awesome.
The background, because so he sent me the picture, and I was like, I wonder why he didn't do like red in the background. Well, the green in the background is supposed to replicate the gamma ray.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's like, all right, as long as he's got a reason for it.
Dude, he
There's a lot
did
of
the
green on that
muscles,
paper.
the detail.
Yeah.
He has his own art style. So when you see all of his art, it's that's why I like it, because it's nothing's.
You have
That's-
nothing that looks anything
Well, that's
remotely
I was
close
gonna
to
say
that.
that's absolutely unique in your collection.
So
Absolutely unique.
Yeah.
So we're walking out. We're walking out of the toy show. Like,
This guy
I got,
with the
I
bright
got, like,
ideas.
I got my bag of a couple things, and he's got his bags. He's got his bags the second load because he's already taken one load out to the car. And I'm like, I look over to him. I was like, oh fuck, we missed it. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you should have had Chris draw you a picture of the Hulk as He-Man. And he like stopped and he like hung his head, and I was like, just gonna have to ask him next time.
That could be the 11 by 14.
And then we're like, all right, well, He-Man would be green. Like, who would be, like, Skeletor could be, like, no, like, Red Hulk would be somebody else. Like, Gray Hulk would be Skeletor. And then we're, like, talking about, like, whoa, who would you have? I'm like, nah, Green Hulk, original, He-Man, just make his cross, like, purple, put purple loincloth on him, make his boot furs purple.
I wonder if I could get him to do me a prime. I'd proudly hang that
Oh,
yeah.
in my my music room.
That'd
Yeah,
be fun.
Totally. He would, absolutely. And
I
it
would
was,
just- I
so
would
that
display that everywhere I went.
that was 25?
Yeah,
It was like 15 for the postcard size, 25 for that.
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, he did that for $25.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hell
He
yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much had it drawn out, and
And started inking it and coloring it.
yeah, when we left, we kind of stopped in. You asked him probably about halfway through the show.
Yes.
And he was sitting right by the door, so we stopped by on the way out. I think he had to put some shading on it and color it. And I don't know how long it took him. I told Ron I would just swing by the shop this week and pick it up for him. And he texted me on Friday. He's like, "Did you get my picture yet?" And I'm like, "I was going to go on Friday." It was Thursday. It's like, I was going to go on Friday, so I knew you had enough time to get it done. And then he texted me a picture of it at like 4 o'clock on Friday. I'm like, guess I'm not going to Midwest today. So,
No, fantastic artist guy. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Check him out. Go to the store. See his other artwork. Hit him
Yeah,
up
you can-
on
you-
in
you
social
can-
media and say, hey, you know
So
what?
you-
This is who I like.
Yeah, if you're looking for him, just contact Richie Sandoval over
Yeah.
at Midwest Collectible. He can get a hold of his son anytime.
And that's what he's
And
going to
then-
school
well,
for.
Not only that,
design.
but
he's got
I
a
mean,
scholarship for it.
Yeah.
not only that, but I mean, Chris works there from time to time. So
He's always there when
Yeah.
I'm there.
that's to say,
He's always
he
there
seems to
when
be
I'm
always
there.
be there when I'm there. So
Yeah.
No, Richie's really making a name for himself in the community, and that's fantastic.
it's
'cause
good too.
We,
It's-
we need someone with
Good
that's
guy.
anchored into the not just. Remember Dean's Dugout, and I know we're getting close.
Yeah.
Dean's Dugout, where it was not Dean's Dugout. Rick, who was the catcher for the Cubs in the '90s? And his
Rick
mom,
Rona.
Rick Rona.
It was Rick Rona.
It was his mom that ran the baseball
was
card
Rick
shop and
Rona.
the comic shop.
Yeah.
where the bakery is.
Oh, in
Yeah.
Romeoville.
Yeah.
I mean, she was great. She was a sweetheart.
I'm
but
pretty sure it was Rick Rona.
Rick Rona. I was gonna say Rick.
He
Rona.
was the backup catcher for Damon Berryhill.
Yes.
So I think it was Rick Rona.
That was the
Yeah.
best catch your years of our.
I love Damon Berryhill. I was like the only person in town that liked our Damon Berryhill.
And then we had the baseball card shop, but we need someone who's like anchored in, and we don't have anybody in Joliet who does like toys.
Yeah.
Besides the disc replay,
that's
but
the
they're
other
not.
thing.
They're just
That's the other thing
media.
Richie was telling us is that because he moved to the bigger spot, the bar next door, like he's had nothing but trouble from those people.
Really?
So he's actually considering, finding another spot, possibly moving out of Romeoville altogether.
No kidding.
So, but we'll keep you updated on that. Obviously, I mean, we hope for the best. We hope he can get the situation under control. But yeah, he unfortunately has had a pretty rough go of it the last few months of people just showing up at random. I wouldn't say stalking him, but just coming in drunk, causing a scene in the store.
Yeah.
People parked outside taking pictures.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so really quick before we bust out this week, I just want to update some social media stuff for Classified. So if you don't watch Viper Island, the dude does have a lot of good news.
Oh, I thought that was going to be next show.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought next show was Motu.
Motu and
Motu
Joe.
and Classified?
Because
Oh.
it won't be like 15 minutes
Well,
for
then
me.
tune in next week when
Yeah.
we talk about Viper Island and some Classified updates. Sneak peek on the screen behind me. So
No, yeah, I figured, and it was like an audible in the middle of this one. I'm like, you know what? We're having a good time talking about shows and what
you
we
can't
picked up.
do that to me, Ron.
Audibles, baby.
Son of a bitch.
You can't call an audible if you don't say Omaha. Come on.
There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about on the Star Wars front, though. You know the Galaxy Squadron stuff, the small scale things. They've got quite the series popping out this next run. They're doing a First Order TIE fighter, which I think is pretty cool. I would like to get a model of something like that, but they're kind of dipping into like the prequels and the sequels. Couple of pretty cool chases. If I ever find one, I'm probably going to keep the damn thing.
The little shippies.
But they're doing an Amazon. It's an Amazon exclusive, which kind of a pain in the ass. But they're doing a walker, doing an AT-AT.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that comes out. And they're releasing a look up Series 5. They're releasing a set with the Millennium Falcon and 2 TIE Interceptors.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But it's from it's from one of the sequels, so it's got the square radar dish on it.
okay.
Yeah. This guy here.
And
B-wing?
that's what I'm excited for, is that B-wing.
The B-wing looks cool.
It's one of my favorite starfighters. I picked up they put out the original TIE fighter with like damaged panels on it.
How many is that? 15,000 tenths?
Yeah, 15,000. There's only 5,000 chase pieces of this. So this is...
But that's an extra zero. 15,000 tens?
Yeah.
150,000?
But the comma's wrong, so it's 15,000 tens.
You're wrong. You should easily understand that. No.
You're out of line, and you're out of line.
So this is a chase of this one.
Yeah.
So if you see it with Poe and Finn, then skip it because it's worthless. Just kidding. So what is this?
That's
chase
classified.
of?
That's a V-wing, I think, is what they call that one.
But usually,
Oh no, I'm sorry. The V-wing is the one down there, and that's
is it the no?
That
Yeah.
B-wing. That B-wing
I can't remember
tight.
exactly what that one's called.
That
but-
B-wing is tight.
Classified. This looks nothing like an AT-AT. Nothing at all.
But it's
Move along.
ATST.
Move along.
AT-ATs are the actual... That's
That U-wing looks pretty cool. I mean, that's not my favorite fighter.
Oh, you get a lot of little figures with
yeah,
that.
you get a lot of cool
Why
stuff
would you
with that
get?
one.
Why would you get a little speeder bike with it?
I
too?
don't. I mean, they're
When's it-
obviously doing the
It's
Return
from
of the
Return of the
Jedi
Jedi.
one
So I
because
never,
you see the Luke on the right hand side.
I never realized this till later when they bring Luke to Vader on Endor.
Yeah.
They bring him
Him on
in
an
one of
AT-AT.
these.
Yeah.
Do they?
So when they're on that platform and Vader's ship lands
Oh.
and the four posts, that's what they.
And
so
the AT-AT walks up to the
AT-AT
platform.
walks to the platform. That's them delivering Skywalker to Vader. So it makes sense that it's all in here.
They
but,
couldn't bring him on anything that walks a little faster.
Well,
4
When you know-
years
Hey,
later.
you know what your
according
outcome is gonna be.
according to stats on those, they'll actually walk at about 60 miles an hour.
I would like to see that because they were walking about 1.
yeah.
and Empire Strikes Back.
Can they walk 70 if they're wearing their Crocs?
Well, you got to think
Look, that one's got Crocs on.
That's actually cool.
every step it takes is 100 and some odd feet.
Every breath it takes.
I was waiting. Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And I was the only thing I can say is I hope to God
because the
that's
thing
not
broke off. The actual radar disc
When
broke
they-
off.
when
Broke
it
up,
it bashed off. It got bashed off in Return of the Jedi.
That's kind of cool.
The only thing I can say about that is I'm hoping to God that's not the only way that you can get the TIE Interceptor. I hope to God that is not the only way you can get it.
But it's gonna be-
original wave, couldn't you?
No,
No,
that's gonna have to be scale though, so they're gonna have to be a little smaller, right?
no, they're going to be
Regular size.
the same size because everything is somewhat scaled.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, to
Oh,
to those figures.
Like this would be
basically.
the same as the one that's out now. It'd have to.
yeah,
be.
it has to be. So they're gonna reuse the mold.
Yeah,
So
that
The
would
only
be
thing
the
they're
same
changing
thing.
is that radar dish. That's the only thing they're changing.
yeah.
okay, and then the battle damage in the back.
Yeah, looks like.
Oh, wait a minute. No, this is the Return of the Jedi version. Look, you see the thing's not even there.
yeah, the dishes.
The dish is gone.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking I saw in the picture that it was the square one. It was the one from the.
That's why I was looking to see if they had other things announced, but I don't see anything here.
I'm hoping to God that's not the only way you can get that damn interceptor though. That's gonna
Yeah.
peeve the crap out of me if that's.
You know what? They're gonna
Amazon International.
they're gonna release these in Series 8. So people like you will freak out. It's like, oh, I guess it's the only way to get it. You'll go back and get it, and then they'll release these on their own.
Yeah,
Two TIE pilots. That's I'd pick that up.
And
I picked
I
that
was
up.
hearing
I
rumors
picked
that
that
they're
up.
actually. Yeah, I'm hoping I can grab that.
How much do you think that's going to be? $60.
That's probably going to be $60, $50.
Now, if the Millennium Falcon with the original
Was it
crew,
4?
it's 44. It's
44?
45. If I can
This-
find it on
this-
clearance for like 20, I would probably buy it.
I got mine at Walmart for 20
Clearance?
Yeah, clearance for 22, 23.
I can't find them on clearance.
Nice.
But if they this set probably going to be $60. I bet
Yeah.
that one with the two fighters.
Here's
dig
where here's where the fun begins.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean these guys are really coming along with some, and these are the little
Little mask figures.
Oh,
yeah,
Dirge.
the little boxes,
Wow.
the little what is it, the $5 boxes or the
Is
Yeah,
that
the
$4
Kingpin
boxes,
blinds?
whatever they are. Yeah, the little boxes that
The blind
they're
boxes?
just they're just kind of little blind boxes or little chase
Is
pieces.
this Kingpin?
It is. It's
Looks like
Kingpin. It's Walter White.
Walter White.
Delivering meth
Yes.
across the galaxy.
But yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that B-wing.
That looks
That
pretty
B-wing and that Walker.
Nice little series.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I got a few of them.
What is that? Rebel scale.
If I find a bunch of them, yeah, this
is this like is this like Joe, like the GI Joe where you get your figure things?
this is
action figure
the
411.
act like yeah, this is it's like
What's the one that Joe that we would go to and you could look at the years and
Yo
you could-
Joe?
Yo Joe.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh, that was the other one that I found out that they're coming out with is the Y-wing and that bomber.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your interceptor right here, dude.
I didn't know if they were going to do it in an individual piece or not.
Well, in Series 4, it's a mystery figure, but
Well, they've also got it set up. See those where they come with
Oh.
they come with a blind box. That's an Amazon thing.
okay.
Oh, so you can't rip them open in the store?
Interesting.
Look at all those bombs.
Well, it's a bomber.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, do we have any shout outs real quick? I do. Richie and his team, a heck of a show. Keep on keeping on, right? Yep. Keep on keeping on. We saw Mr. Wayne over at the show. We chit chatted with him for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I want to go to
Mike,
a store.
I got to go visit him soon.
I stood up from looking under the table and I saw the Mr. Wayne's collectibles. It's like, Matt Aldridge. She's like, yeah, and I was like, I'm his nephew. I'm on the podcast with him. He's like, oh, sweet.
Oh, double the price. I'm like, what?
So
Yeah, double the price. Yeah, yeah. Fuck that,
I
Jag.
was like, everything up here on this table is 2 for $25, but for you, it's 2 for $40.
I'm like, how do you make money? These are brand new figures. He goes, these are my back stock. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
2 for $25. It was 15 each for 2 for $25.
Yeah.
And that hell of a deal.
One thing about Mike, man, he does a lot of buying and selling.
He does.
And
He
the
moves.
way he does it, it almost kind of seems like I thought about it for a while. The way he was describing how he trades, and the way he does it, it sounds like it's not really the greatest deal, but it winds up being it winds up being like spot on.
Yeah.
Well, and he had
And not
cases
only
like-
that, but I mean, when it comes down to it in the end, the guy's he always winds up giving you more.
yeah.
He always winds up. I mean, he does a deal with you, and of course it's going to benefit because he's a business owner. He has to benefit his side before he benefits your side. But he wants to work with you to a point where
If I had to guess,
he's
though,
going to make sure that you get a great deal on whatever it is. I mean, if you bring something up to his counter, I mean, for 9 times out of 10, if you do a lot of business with him, you bring something up to his counter, $24. We'll just. We'll do 20 for this but the guy's always wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
When you bring stuff in to the time you hit the counter to the time you leave.
yeah.
That's really what I love about Mike. He's the guy's fair as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, he was good. You bought some stuff from him, didn't you?
Yeah, we split the figure.
Oh,
You
that's
got
right.
your Princess
That's right,
Leia, and I got
Princess
my
Leia.
Batman.
Was the first thing I did when I opened that Princess Leia? First thing every guy does.
Look up under the skirt.
The dude's that's the other thing. The dude does a lot of DC, man.
Yeah, he does.
A lot of
Yeah.
DC, a lot of McFarlane,
He
a lot
did
of
have a lot,
a lot of
yeah.
the old
You found
DC
one you were looking
Direct.
for.
Yeah,
That's where I
brand
found
new
all-
Batman. I found the Batman in retail the very next day for $25. I got it for $12.50 because I bought one and he bought one. I'm like, okay, done. That wasn't a figure I wasn't even on. I was in my radar, but I'm like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
pay $25 for this.
Yeah.
I'd pay $12.50 or $13 easily.
I mean, that's the other
So-
cool thing. If he's got like overstock on stuff, I mean, he's like looking to move it, make room for new stuff. I mean, he's gonna do a deal.
Yeah.
Any
other shouts? Wayne and Richie Midwest.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna rock this shirt when we go to shows and during the podcast, and so yeah, check them out. Good guys.
Well,
Chris,
like to see if I get my hands on one of those too.
he has a ton of them. He has right by his counter. There's a whole rack of them.
I'll have to give him a call, see if he's got a 2X.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah. He's
He
got all the
he's-
way up to like 5X.
Yeah,
Okay,
6.
At least the story you were
How much are
telling
they?
me.
Did he say
25, 30
25?
for you.
Yeah.
30 for me? Okay.
Isn't that what you told me?
Yes.
You wouldn't answer that question. I asked you like 3 times over text. I'm like, how much did that cost?
I wasn't gonna answer too.
And you were like, how much did I find? I was like, what did that cost you, handy and a blowy? Finally, I called him and I was like, dude.
I really got nothing in the Transformer news. I'm not hip
it's
on the new
starting.
line, man. Some of the they've actually got a I think this is a Robeson. It's a command and convert Beast Wars Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I saw that. One of those self transforming things. So
I don't think it's a Robeson though. It's only like $125, but anyway, they're I don't know about reissuing, but they're releasing another iteration of the Studio Series Optimus Prime, which is of course already sold out.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't find the damn thing, so that's going to be $1 million freaking on the secondary market for a while. But it's probably one of the better Optimus Primes I think they've done in recent.
I think so.
In recent series, so
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about picking this one up.
yeah.
But other than that, man, there just really isn't much of it. The Studio Series Deluxe Brawn, that one's a good looking one.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I think that's it.
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty
Good.
much. So they're re-releasing the Robeson Optimus Prime for $700 now.
Oh.
Yeah, the pre-order for that is $700, and they're starting to do build-a-figures with the Earthspark figures.
Yeah.
I don't understand some of that, but
Yeah.
sure, I think they're pushing it.
Yeah.
They're starting to come to the point where the interest is waning. I
Well,
think.
I knew Hasbro was struggling on the Build-A-Figure thing when, like, the Indiana Jones stuff, like the Build-A-Artifact. It's like, dude, come on. You're just packaging shit to
Yeah, exactly. You're just doing it to do it.
just sell a set like they did with the $40 Indiana Jones and the Temple pedestal. Just do something like that with the Ark. It's 2-figure set, Balak and Indy.
But other than that, the only one I'm really looking for is that Shattered Glass Grimlock eventually. But I'm sure that one's going to be $100 million by the time it's because I think you can still get it though. So I don't know. We'll see after Snarl pops out. But,
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's probably going to do it for this one, fellas.
Yes, sir.
So if you guys can find us at Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, Amazon Music. You can also find us on YouTube. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Smash that like button. Leave us a comment. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell your
friends. Tell their
tell
friends.
your 2-year-old. Tell your 30-year-old. Whatever. But
Yeah. Tell your cat. Tell your dog. Tell your iguana.
hey, we got a rover on here.
Hey, we can get listeners from Russia. We had a listener from Israel pop up last month.
Nice.
That was cool.
Nice.
So
But,
we are the holy show.
Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for this one. We will see you next time.
Next time, guys. Thanks.
Peace.
Take care, folks.
Last word.